Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nanye Abraham, and I'm a graduate of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. I read mathematics in my BSc program, and I would like to be your mathematics teacher for today. Please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel if today is your first time of coming around this area, and don't forget to turn on your notification bells to receive the notification whenever I put in a new piece. So today we are learning a topic in mathematics called quadratic equations, and it will interest you to know that quadratic equation is one of the simplest topic, but it falls under almost every topic in mathematics. So you are solving mathematics, you see at the last part of your solution you find quadratic equation, because it happens just like in our daily life. How it happens, quadratic equation in our daily lives, every day we solve it in our daily lives. That is how come it appears like that in every equations we solve. So quadratic equation. What is a quadratic equation? Let me write an example of a quadratic equation here. You can have an equation like ax squared plus bx plus c. This is a quadratic equation. Now, why is it a quadratic equation? Because the variable here, now a, b, c are coefficients of the variable x, the variable x, and the variable here with the highest power is 2, so it is quadratic. That is why they are called what? Quadratic equation. Now, so you can find quadratic everywhere. So there are so many ways of solving quadratic. One, we have by graphical method. We have by completing of squares. We also have by formula method, and then we have by factorization. But in this lesson we shall make use of we shall make use of the formula method and then factorization. These two I shall not do them, maybe another time in another video. So let's look at the formula method. Now we have just learned what a quadratic equation is, and we are looking at the formula. So it's just a formula. I don't want to drive a formula. Driving a formula is a lot, so I'll quote a formula. The formula is x is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac, everything over 2a. Now b is a coefficient of what? X. A is a coefficient of what? X squared, and then c is a coefficient of or the constant or coefficient of x raised to the power 0, which is what, 1. So when you are being given a quadratic equation, you just substitute the values here into the what? The quadratic formula. Some choose to call it the Almighty formula. It can solve every equation, but it is very good you use it to solve where there are no factors. When you cannot factor out, then you use the quadratic equation to what, or the quadratic formula to solve it. In that way, you are good to go with the formula. So let's solve these examples. Example 1. When you are given a question, x squared plus 5x, x squared plus 5x plus 6 equal to 0 to solve. So given this question, solution, what is our a here? Our a is equal to 1, our b is equal to 5, and then our c is equal to 6. So let's quote the formula. The formula is x equal to minus b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. That is the formula. Now our x is equal to, we know our b to be what? 5. Substitute them inside. So b is minus b, which is now minus 5, plus or minus a root of 5 square minus 4a, which is what? 1, and then c, which is what? 6, all over 2 times 1. Our x is now equal to minus 5 plus or minus a root of 25 minus 4 times 6, which is what? 24, all over 2. So our x is equal to minus 5 plus or minus a root of 1 all over what? 2. And this can also be written as minus 5 plus or minus 1 all over 2. So this means that we have minus 5 x equal to minus 5 plus 1 all over 2, or minus 5 minus 1 all over 2. And our x is equal to what? Minus 2 or minus 3. So it means that x plus 2, x plus 3 is equal to 0 is the answer for our solution. Now we shall solve this same question with the other method, factorization method. But since we have not gotten the let me give a preamble about the factorization method before we continue. Now for the factorization method, when you are being given a quadratic, let's say a x squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. sorry, what you do is you pick the coefficient of the x square, and multiply it by the coefficient of the x naught, or x raised to the power 0, which is a constant. And then let's say this times this, it will be a times what? C, which is what? AC. Now you find the factors of AC. That if you add, you get what? B. And if you multiply, you get what? You get AC. Factors of AC that if you add, it will be, if you add, you will get what? Bx. This, if you multiply, or B, let me say B without bringing x, even though when you are adding you will bring x as a coefficient, but if you add, you get what? B. If you multiply such factors, you should get what? AC. If you multiply such factors, you should get AC. That is all about the factorization method you need to know. But before, okay, let me finish and give you something. So let's use the same example. We have x squared plus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. Now this times this will give you what? The coefficient of x squared is what? 1. The coefficient of x squared is 1. If you multiply it by the constant c, you're going to get what? 6. So factors of 6, 1, 6, 2, 3. That if you add, you get 5. You're going to get 5. If you multiply, then you're going to get 6. So it is what? 2 and what? 3. That if you add, you're going to get 5. If you multiply, then you're going to get 6. So it will be x squared plus 3x. We are just putting these factors. 3. It doesn't matter which one you bring first. It doesn't matter. So 3x plus what? 2x plus 6 equal to 0. We have just written this 5x in another way, that is by just separating it. If you add them, you get what? You're going to get 5. So this is x squared plus 3x plus 2x plus 6. We have just grouped like terms, or we have just grouped them, not even like terms, group them. So if you have grouped this, we do factorization. What is a common factor here is what? X. So it will now be what? X plus 3 plus common factor here is 2, and it will be x plus 3. One thing you need to know is that whatever you get in this bracket, you get that in the next bracket. You get the same thing in the next bracket, so they are always the same. So you pick what? X plus what? 2, x plus the 2 here, and then bring out one of the what? The brackets, which is x plus what? 3 equal to 0. And this is the same answer we got as we used the what? The formula method. Now there is one thing about the formula method I forgot to speak about. Now the formula method, there are only solutions when there are solutions when something happens, if something happens, and if something doesn't happen. So I want to just state it right now. So if in a formula method, please take note. In the formula method, if b square is less than 4ac, it's less than 4ac, you know b square is what is here, it's less than this 4ac, then there wouldn't be any solution. For example, let's just take that thing in the root. Because of the root, there wouldn't be solution. Let's say b square is what, 4, and 4ac total up to maybe minus, you see your minus sign, maybe 15. This means that you're going to get what, minus 11 in the root, and that doesn't happen. So we say that it doesn't have a solution. It doesn't have a solution. We also have when b square is equal to, if b square is equal to 4ac, so let's take them to be what, 5. So if b square is, let me use 4, 5, we don't have any square to give you 5, and this is also what, 4, they are all the same. It means that you're going to get what, a root of what, 0, which is equals to what, 0. So it means that in the formula, which is minus b plus or minus a root of what, b square minus 4ac all over 2a, the whole of this thing is 0, so it will be minus b plus or minus 0 all over 2a, and the answer is equals to minus b all over what, 2a. If that happens, you have only one solution. You get only one solution when what, b square is equals to what, 4ac. Then if the last one, if b is equal to, is greater than, if b square is greater than 4ac, then you have two distinct solutions. You have two distinct answers or solution. So that is why we have two distinct answers here, x to be minus 2 and what, minus 3. Why? Looking at 5 square, we had what, 25, and this is what, 24. This was greater than this, and that is why we had what, two different what, answers. Thank you for visiting my channel. My name again is Ndenyi Abraham, and kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel if today is your first time. I'm so glad to see you here, and come again next time. Thank you.